welcome to Live Interactive English, everyone. Hello, I'm Mike.
Hi, I'm Nina, and today we're doing day 2 of Beyond the Harbour, Sydney, off the beaten track.
Yeah, that's right. We haven't gone to the Opera House?
Yeah.
Who goes to the Opera House?
Everyone,
no,
but...
not the cool people, not us, not you
We're
guys.
Cool? Okay.
That harbor bridge that everyone wants to like climb and look, boring. Bondi Beach. A big, popular, beautiful beach in the middle of the city? No, I don't want to go there. So where did we go?
We went to the Rocks.
The Rocks,
okay.
Which has nothing to do with rock and roll or heavy metal. Like the Rocks, which is the oldest part of one of the oldest parts of Sydney.
Yeah.
Right, where people, the first people from Europe, when they moved there, when they were prisoners sent there from Britain, they stayed in the Rocks, and many of those prisoners actually built the foundations, kind of built the city that was the first version of the city of Sydney that we know today.
Yeah.
So in the Rocks, and they also dug out the Argyle Cut.
Yeah.
Didn't they? Yes,
also went to Manly, right?
We did. We took a ferry boat to Manly after visiting the Hyde Park Barracks, which is where the prisoners used to live, but is now a museum. But yes, as you said, then we hopped on a ferry because we were tired of all this museum stuff.
We want to relax.
We do, right, exactly. And since we're not going to Bondi Beach in Sydney, we're going up the coast a little bit to Manly Beach. And they have all the good stuff there you'd expect. Swimming, surfing, and wonderful coffee shops and restaurants and places to get a good meal. So it's a great place to relax and be away from the city, and it's just a ferry boat ride away.
That's good to know.
We haven't met a koala yet.
Ooh, maybe we will today.
We haven't made friends with a kangaroo.
I've seen people punching kangaroos.
We do not want to do that because they could probably beat us up.
Yeah.
So let's not make the kangaroos angry, but let's meet them, and that's what we're going to do starting right now.
Okay.
Australia is home to some of the world's most instantly recognizable animals, such as kangaroos, koalas, and wombats. Taronga Zoo, located on a hill above Sydney Harbour, is an ideal place to catch a glimpse of these wonderful creatures for yourself. It's easy to explore at your own pace, and the zoo includes a variety of both native and international species in wide, natural spaces. However, if the zoo isn't enough of an adventure, the Blue Mountains are less than 2 hours by train from Sydney's Central Station. From the town of Katoomba, visitors can make their way to the Three Sisters Rocks, which sit above stunning forest views.
All right, so yes, we are beyond the harbour, away from sort of downtown Sydney, where of course the famous harbour is. We're off the beaten track, so what are we gonna do today, Nina? I want to see animals.
All right, let's find out more about it.
And they have to have names beginning with the letter K.
Okay,
Can you help me?
Yes,
awesome.
Let's learn about Australia and its animals.
Okay.
Australia is home to some of the world's most instantly recognizable animals, such as kangaroos, koalas, and wombats.
Okay, it's wombats. It's not combats. I'll give you that one. But we have a couple of Ks there.
Yes.
And actually, that's a really good sentence. That's a really good point. They are very recognizable.
Yes.
Right? You don't find kangaroos and koalas, well, basically anywhere else in the world, right?
Unless you go to a zoo.
Unless you go to a zoo, absolutely. But there are no wild kangaroos in Germany or something like that. So yeah, Australia, of course, is very, very popular and famous for its unusual and very cool animals. So where do you go to see them? Well, yeah, of course, you can head out into the wilderness, but Australia is big, and that's too much trouble.
And that's dangerous, too.
And it's dangerous. You'll probably get lost and run out of water or something and never see a kangaroo. So where do you go? To make it easy and safe for yourself, this is where you go. Taronga Zoo, or as they might say, Taronga Zoo, located on a hill above Sydney Harbour, is an ideal place to catch a glimpse of these wonderful creatures for yourself. It's easy. You can probably take a bus or a subway there or something like that. And of course, it's very safe because it's a zoo, and you will definitely be able to catch a glimpse and more of these amazing animals. To catch a glimpse of something is really just another way of saying seeing something. A glimpse on its own is actually just kind of a quick look at something, right? You're not sitting there like, wow, look at that. Hey, look at this. I've been watching it for 5 minutes. No, it's more like, hey, did you see that? That was really fast. Something happened and now it's gone. You know, so maybe if you're driving in a car, you might catch a glimpse of your face. I know that guy. But then you drive past too quickly. Or maybe you're in a crowd and you see this big group of people. What's going on? Oh, it's a movie star. And you kind of stand, oh yeah, I can see the top of her head. I caught a glimpse of this famous person. So when we use it, it could be a quick look, or it could just be a chance to see something that's kind of unusual, right?
Yes.
For most of us, we can't go outside and see kangaroos. So if we go to Australia, we would definitely want to catch a glimpse of some of these very special animals. For example, Matilda caught a glimpse of her teacher at the market.
Okay.
Here's my teacher, and then she went around the corner, and I don't know.
Maybe Matilda didn't want to see her teacher.
Oh, maybe she's like, oh, my teacher. Oh, geez, I don't want to see her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Hanny and then learn more.
Sounds good.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。我们今天要继续跟着课文一起探访雪梨私房景点。课文提到，澳洲是一些世界上最容易辨识的动物的家园，像是袋鼠、无尾熊，还有袋熊。我们要亲眼一睹这些迷人有趣的动物，那么塔隆加动物园就是一个理想场所。来看看 catch a glimpse of 加名词就可以表达一睹什么、瞥见什么，其中的 glimpse当名词表示一瞥、短暂的体验或初步的认识。这边还有一个重点是 be home to 加名词，可以表达是什么的栖息地，某地拥有什么，用来描述说某地它拥有或是容纳某事物。注意 home 在这边是不可数名词。例如 Amsterdam is home to many world-famous museums. 阿姆斯特丹拥有许多世界著名的博物馆。比较一个用法是及物动词 boast， 它也有那种拥有的意思，可是通常是指说拥有令人惊艳或者是值得自豪的事物。例如 The restaurant boasts a wide range of delicious dishes. 这家餐厅有各式各样的美味菜肴，引以为豪。好，那接着回到课文中。
Taronga Zoo, that's where we're going to go. It's very close to Sydney on the top of a hill, so you could probably do this in one day. That would be a great day to visit the zoo. And what can we do there? Apart from, kangaroos and koalas and wombats.
All right, so at the zoo, it's easy to explore at your own pace, and the zoo includes a variety of both native and international species in wide natural spaces. Okay, so it's not in a very tight space, and you can see more animals other than the ones native to Australia. Okay, so you can go in your own pace. Pace is the speed of walking or moving, and usually in your own pace means you can go as fast or as slow as you want to, right?
Yeah.
So for example, Wyatt finished the project at his own pace. So maybe no one rushed him to do it, and he could take his time with it.
I see. Okay, so it could be about walking, right?
Yeah.
When you're late for something, you'll have to increase your pace, right? Just walk faster. But yeah, like with that, we can also use it just go at whatever speed feels comfortable to you, right?
Yeah.
If you're reading a book for fun, you can read at your own pace. It might take you a week to read the book or a month. It doesn't really matter. You're not doing it with someone like looking at the time or something like that. So yeah, go there, spend an hour there, see a few animals, spend the whole day there, rush around, see all the animals that you want in the first hour, or, really take it easy. But they will have both native and sort of international animals there. When we say native, we mean from that country or from that area, all right? So if we go back hundreds of years and we could find these animals in that area, They are native animals. They weren't put on a plane. They weren't sent over on a boat or something like that. So here in Taiwan, we have, there's a type of bear, there's the sika deer, there's some beautiful birds. We will see these, of course, in the zoo. Those would be the native animals in the zoos of Taiwan. But if you go to a zoo in Taiwan, you might also see elephants, lions, tigers, polar bears. These animals are not native to Taiwan. They were brought here from other places, but 100, 1,000 years ago, we would not find these animals in this part of the world. They're not native animals. For example, camels are native to desert regions. You can find them in zoos all over the world, but naturally, they're found in hot, dry places like North Africa. Back to our article. It says, however, if the zoo isn't enough of an adventure, that's okay. The Blue Mountains are less than 2 hours by train from Sydney's Central Station. Okay, so this is a bit more of a trip. Maybe we could call this a day trip. Get up early, go out there, spend the whole day, come back in the evening. You can definitely make it. It's not far. And yeah, the Blue Mountains. It just sounds so exciting and exotic, doesn't it?
Sounds beautiful. Okay, and it's a 2-hour train from Sydney Central Station, which is, you know, you're going to be around that area anyway, so why not? All right, continuing. From the town of Katoomba, visitors can make their way to the Three Sisters Rocks, which sit above stunning forest views. Okay, that sounds really nice. I love nature, so that sounds like something I would want to do. Yeah,
and I guess after a couple of days of sitting around on the beach or walking slowly around the zoo, it might be good to get out there and have a good hike, you know, get some fresh air. Beautiful weather there. So yes, definitely the Blue Mountains and Katoomba would be a lovely little day trip. Let's go over to Hanny. She has so much interesting stuff to tell us, and then we'll be back.
Okay. 来到塔隆加动物园，你可以轻松地按照自己的步调探索。这里有各种原生物种和来自世界各地的物种。那么 pace 就是表达步调、速度或节奏。At one's own pace 表示照某人自己的步调。Native 则是形容原生的、原产地的或天生的。Be native to 加地点则表示原生于、原产于某地。接着呢，我们就从雪梨中央车站搭火车到蓝山，车程不到2小时。那从卡通巴镇出发，可以前往三姐妹岩，它们就坐落在这种壮丽的森林景观之上。这边有一个重点是 make one's way， 它表示前往，后面可以接 to 加地点，也可以接表示方向或地点的副词。举例来说 ，He grabbed his phone and made his way to the door。他拿起手机朝门口走去。那解华课文中。
All right, thank you very much, Hanny. Now we have the second part of the article coming up. We're almost at the end of our trip off the beaten track in Sydney, but we have a few more places to check out. So let's do that now.
Another choice is Barara Valley National Park, where travelers can find ancient Aboriginal rock carvings that are over 1,000 years old. These carvings of tools and animals reflect the cultural history of Aboriginal people that was passed down long before the arrival of European settlers. While these locations aren't hidden, they're easy to miss in favor of more well-known attractions. For many travelers, though, setting aside time to explore them adds something greater to the experience of visiting Sydney.
Okay, welcome back. Let's continue learning about these different places we can go to in Sydney.
Yes, indeed. It says another choice, so another place you can go. And this might also be away from the city a little bit. But another choice is Barara Valley National Park, where travelers can find ancient Aboriginal rock carvings that are over 1,000 years old.
Ooh, that's cool.
Take that, Leonardo da Vinci. These rock carvings are 1,000 years. It's hard to find art that's 1,000 years old or more, but they have some there at Barara Valley National Park. This clearly was not done by the European people, the white people who came as prisoners a couple hundred years ago. This is the Aboriginal, the native people of Australia who've been there for, I don't know, 50,000 years or something like that. And we can see some of their rock carvings, like ancient art.
Yeah, that
Very
is
cool.
super cool.
That is so amazing, yeah.
These carvings of tools and animals reflect the cultural history of Aboriginal people that was passed down long before the arrival of European settlers. Okay, so it reflects something. Reflect means to show or express something clearly. Okay, for example, the design reflects the traditions of the local people.
Yeah, and we talked there about the European settlers. We mentioned them earlier. They were prisoners who were sent from Britain about 200 to 250 years ago was when this first started. And they moved from an outside country to a faraway land to make a new home. And that's basically what a settler would be a long time ago. When we say make a new home, we're not just saying move into a city, buy a house, go to a school. Hey, now I live in Australia. No, we're talking about go there with everything you need, build houses, dig places to get water, you know, kind of take something from wild land into a place where people can actually live, start farming there, and then that is your new home. For example, the settlers faced tough winters in the new land. And of course, generally these days, when we read about settlers, we're reading about people from history books. Because most people, when they travel today, they take a plane and, you know, move into a house. It's a little bit easier.
Yeah.
All right, let's go over to Hanny.
下一站来到贝罗拉谷国家公园，你可以在那边找到超过1000年历史的古代澳洲原住民的石刻。那这些石刻反映了远在欧洲移民到来之前就已经世代相传的原住民文化历史。好，我们看看单字 reflect。Reflect 这个动词就表示反映、显示或表达。Settler 则表示移民或是殖民者。那么这边有一个重点是 where 当关系副词，它相当于 in which、on which 或是 at which， 引导形容词子句，用来修饰或补述说明表示地点的先行词。首先，当先行词它是特定地点的话，我们用非限定用法 ，where 的前面要加逗号。那这时候形容词子句的功能是用来补述说明先行词。例如 Hank spent his entire summer vacation in Pingdong, where his grandparents live. Hank 整个暑假都在屏东度过，他的爷爷奶奶住在那里。那形容词子句就是补充说明屏东。另外，先行词是非特定地点时，我们要用限定用法，就是要限定它的范围。Where 的前面不加逗号，这时候形容词子句的功能是用来修饰限定这个先行词。例如 ，This is the house where my grandparents used to live。这是我爷爷奶奶以前住的房子。那形容词子句就是修饰限定 the house。好，那我们接着回到课文中。Okay, thank you, Hanny. Let's get back into the article. While these locations aren't hidden, they're easy to miss in favor of more well-known attractions. Yeah, that makes sense. Everybody wants to go to, you know, the top places of tourists that they visit. But, you know, these places sound a lot of fun too, or at least very interesting.
I mean, the Harbour Bridge and Sydney Opera House, those are great, you know, visit them. But you don't have to spend a whole day doing it. There are so many other things to see. And I think we spent 2 days giving you a good example.
Yeah.
It says, for many travelers, for many tourists, though, setting aside time to explore them adds something greater to the experience of visiting Sydney. Absolutely. The popular places are great. That's why they're popular, but they're also busy. And they're also the places everybody will go to.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to go to a city and then later meet someone from there and say, oh, I went to Taronga Zoo or I went to Barrara Valley National Park. And they'll be like, wow, that's not a famous place. How did you, you know, you kind of feel cool and special. Like, yeah, I know.
I know places.
I'm not a Sydney sider, which is what you call people from Sydney, but I got the inside info on these cool spots. All right, we got a what do you think question before we say goodbye for today. Let's go to Hanny first then, and then we'll come back to talk about our little question.
Okay. 我们去旅游的时候，往往会优先选择最知名的景点。不过啊，如果你的行程允许，拨出一点时间来探访一些景点，可能可以为你的旅游体验增添更深层的意义。补充一下，文中用 set aside， 它表示拨出或是保留，像拨出时间、金钱等等。那 Mike 老师刚刚还有提到 Sydney Sider，Sydney Sider 就是指雪梨人。那接下来课文中。Okay, thank you, Hanny. Now, what do you think, Michael?
Yes.
Which place mentioned in the article would you most like to visit and why?
Ooh, this is a tough one. Well, let's see. My first choice, a little boring. My first choice would be Hyde Park Barracks.
Okay.
Since I don't know, I know the basic story of the prisoners coming from Britain, but like what life was like for them. You know, what did they do there? How dangerous was it to live? I think that would kind of be interesting. And also just in a general way, when you go to a city, it's nice to know a little bit of the history, because then as you walk around, you can know, oh, this is that place, or this was probably from that time. It kind of tells the story of the city a little more clearly. So I think I would go there. And then I'd go see some koalas.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan. Okay, so let's review this article again, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Take care.
Australia is home to some of the world's most instantly recognizable animals, such as kangaroos, koalas, and wombats. Taronga Zoo, located on a hill above Sydney Harbour, is an ideal place to catch a glimpse of these wonderful creatures for yourself. It's easy to explore at your own pace, and the zoo includes a variety of both native and international species in wide, natural spaces. However, if the zoo isn't enough of an adventure, the Blue Mountains are less than 2 hours by train from Sydney's Central Station. From the town of Katoomba, visitors can make their way to the Three Sisters Rocks, which sit above stunning forest views. Another choice is Barara Valley National Park, where travelers can find ancient Aboriginal rock carvings that are over 1,000 years old. These carvings of tools and animals reflect the cultural history of Aboriginal people that was passed down long before the arrival of European settlers. While these locations aren't hidden, they're easy to miss in favor of more well-known attractions. For many travelers, though, setting aside time to explore them adds something greater to the experience of visiting Sydney.
最后我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 glimpse 名词，表示一瞥、短暂的体验或初步的认识。pace 名词，表示步调、速度或节奏。Native 是形容原生的、原产地的或天生的。Reflect 动词，表示反映、显示、表达。Settler 名词，表示移民或殖民者。文法的部分，第一个学到 be home to 加名词，表示是点点点的栖息地，某地拥有什么什么。第二个学到 make one's way， 它表示前往。好，那么第三个学到 where 当关系副词，相当于 in which、on which 或是 at which， 引导形容词子句，用来修饰或补述说明表示地点的先行词。当先行词是特定地点，用非限定用法 where 前面要加逗号。当先行词是非特定地点，用限定用法 where 前面不加逗号。好，那以上这些讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Did you see how Susan and Mark were talking just now? I totally ship them.
Ship them? You mean like a boat?
No, ship means I'm rooting for them as a couple. I really hope they get together.
Oh, okay, I get it now. But do they actually like each other?
That's the fun part. You don't need proof, just the vibe.
Oh, I can totally get on board with this then. Yeah, now that I think about it, those two definitely have got something going on between them.
Hi everyone, today we're discussing the term ship. And no, we're not talking about boats.
Right. In slang, ship is used as a verb, and it means to support or hope for a romantic relationship between two people.
It's often used by fans when talking about fictional characters from books or movies, but it can also apply to real people.
That's right. It's usually not based on facts, but simply a feeling that the two would make a great couple.
Here's an example sentence. I totally ship those two characters in the show. They have great chemistry.
Or everyone in the office secretly ships Jake and Emily, even though they're just friends.
Remember, shipping can be fun and exciting, but it's also important to respect boundaries and stop if it makes someone uncomfortable.
Right. And that's all for today. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.